Last planner in construction, daily team huddle, field leadership rhythm. Okay, I'm super excited about this video. This is a video in a sequence of videos that will be 20 long, talking about how to implement the last planner system at all of the key steps. And I'm doing it here so that we can really dig in and explain and understand these concepts. And I'm really excited about this, and let me go ahead and ask you to help me visualize this. Let's imagine on your job site, by functional area, that you have a master schedule, a pull plan. Then from that you have your norm level production plan, your look ahead plan, your weekly work plan, your day plan. And then that day plan enables the morning worker huddle that happens in the morning where all the workers are now on the same page and each crew is now off doing their own work after their crew preparation huddles, and they are jamming inside of a zone with their work package in a day, full kit, everything they need. Now, this is the genius of the system. I've already talked to you about how everything ties together, but the bottom line is we want to go from the master schedule to the pull plan, to the production plan, to the look ahead, to the weekly work plan, to the day plan, and then enable the crews to do their work. The meeting structure, just to cover it very briefly, is that I want the project delivery team to huddle once a week to build the team and create capacity. I want them to look at the strategic plan in their procurement once a week. I want that to enable the trade partners to do look ahead and weekly work planning, which will enable day planning in the afternoon foreman huddle, which will then enable the morning worker huddle and the crew preparation huddle. Now, the cool thing about this, and I mean this seriously, I'm not teasing project managers or project engineers or office engineers. Usually the office team inside a unified one team project delivery team, usually they'll get to the job site like 8 a.m. and beyond. Unless you're a special breed, which is super fun. But I like to host the daily team huddle sometime after 8 a.m. This gives field crews time, or field superintendents, field leads, field engineers, to get everybody started, make sure that everything is jamming. It should be prepared the day before, but you have some time in the morning. What happens is there's time in here, which we'll cover later, a couple hours for zone control walks. I'm going to call that zone control. That's where you go look at handoff areas and make sure that foreman to foreman we're on track. But what happens is if you find problems in the afternoon foreman huddle or from the worker huddle or from your walks, that's 1, 2, 3. The field engineer, lead person, foreman, assistant superintendent can bring it to the daily team huddle. The team daily huddle. What I want to talk about is that when you're going through that, right, let's say here's your office trailers on the project site, and the afternoon before you made the plan in the afternoon foreman huddle, you went out to the field with your field boards and talked to the workers in the worker huddle, and then those crews went off into their zones on the job site and did their crew preparation huddle. And you, once you got done with this huddle, you go check the bathrooms to make sure they're clean for our folks. You go check the perimeter signage and the traffic control if you already haven't. You make sure your own self-performed crews are good. And then in the morning, you'll go to critical handoff zones and make sure that you're planning out ahead and finishing as you go. Then when you get back to the office, now you're able to do the team daily huddle or the daily team huddle, however you want to call it. Now I want to say in the afternoon foreman huddle, you could have found problems. In the morning worker huddles, you could have found problems. And then when you're doing your zone control walks, you could have found problems. Finding problems is key for the last planner system and all production systems. You want to bring those back. And what happens is once you get back in this office, this is your stand-up meeting. I want foremen to be able to sit down in the afternoon foreman huddle. I don't know why stand-up rules were ever made for that. We got to respect these folks. If you want to stand up and do some kind of scrum environment, this is the meeting to do it, if you want to. But I still like the thought that people can sit down. But what you're going to do is you're going to engage the Kanban method or the specific method called Scrum, where you have a board, and let me pull that out. Your board will have some columns. The left column will be backlog. Your second column will be workable backlog. Your middle column, which will be very narrow, will be in progress, and then your right column will be complete. What happens is, if you and the foreman were able to solve a roadblock themselves, then you just get rid of it. But if it's beyond the foreman and the super's ability to solve something, like it's an RFI, it's a submittal, it's a permission, then you're going to collect that. And when you have the super, the assistant supers, field engineers, if they're available, they might be doing layout, the PM and the project engineers all here standing around this huddle board, you are going to make sure that the things that the team is working on, the stickies on the scrum board, are prioritized, and that whatever you're working for that week is in the workable backlog column, is what the field needs. This is how you tie them together. And this is a daily huddle every single day. And that what each individual team member is working on for that day will prioritize the work in the field. And then it moves to the complete column, left to right, according to that Kanban or that Scrum method. And in the team daily huddle, these folks are going to try to have fun, support each other, build that team, but enable flow. We can't have people in the office all disconnected and isolated doing their own thing, not enabling flow in the field. We've got to enable flow in the field, and this is how you do it. So the superintendents can come in and make sure that this is all aligned, and there doesn't have to be a disconnect between the field and the office. This is the team daily huddle or the daily team huddle. The point of this is when you're seeing problems, the project delivery team is going to back up the field and clear the way for the trade partners. This is talked about at length in the book, Elevating Pre-Construction Planning, in a new book called The First Planner System, and it's really visually described in the book Task Steering and Control. But I'm going to give this to you in the form of a blog post and encourage you to implement it. Oh, I'll also reference you to the book Construction Scrum and Scrum, The Art of Doing Twice the Work in Half the Time, and Felipe Engineer, he teaches for scrum.org, so you can go learn about this, and any of the templates we'll give you. So reach out to me. I hope you've enjoyed this video. On we go.